يمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالأرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أن حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشاء نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم أن لا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لتمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا نعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع مشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناهم من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم سورة المباركة الفاتحة
محمد وآل محمد صلوات سکائے سکینہ عباس عباس سکائے سکینہ عباس عباس دو مجھے کو سہارا عباس عباس ٹھہری ہوئی نظریں ہیں میرے تیرے علم پر شک مجھے کو نہیں کوئی تیرے لطف کرم پر تو فارج ہے، نظر رکھتا ہے ہم پر، مشکل سے بچانا عباس عباس سکائے سکینہ عباس عباس، بن ہاتھوں کے تم جھولیاں بھر دیتے ہو مولا، احسان کرو مجھ پہ، میں بندہ ہوں تمہارا، مفلس ہوں بہت کرب و بلا نہیں سکتا، کیا تم سے چھپانا عباس عباس سکائے سکینہ عباس عباس، صبراً جو علم میں نے زمانے سے چھپائے، آیا ہوں تیرے سامنے ہاتھوں کو اٹھائے، منہ موڑ گئے مجھ سے سبھی اپنے پرائے، دل زخمی ہے میرا عباس عباس سکائے سکینہ عباس عباس، دنیا کی مصیبت نے مجھے گھیر لیا ہے، آقا تیرا خادم یہ پریشان ہوا ہے، تم مجھ کو بچا لو گے مجھے یہ بھی پتا ہے، بس دیر نہ کرنا عباس عباس سکائے سکینہ عباس حبیب ابن مظاہر سے یہ کہنا، زواروں کی فہرست میں اب نام ہو میرا، سامان سفر بھی میرا تیار ہے مولا، تم مجھے کو بلانا عباس عباس سکائے سکینہ عباس عباس، تو بھائی ہے شبیر کا، حیدر کا ہے بیٹا، دنیا میں نہیں اتنا سخی کوئی گھرانہ، تیری سخاوت کا زمانے میں ہے چرچا، تو در ہے عطا کا عباس عباس سکائے سکینہ عباس عباس، صلو علی محمد و آل محمد۔
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين أما بعد Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah that we have got the tawfiq to come together in this place to remember very special personalities. We have come here to remember the families and the people who have passed away in the past couple of days. One of those great personalities that has passed away in this past couple of days is a Sayyid who has done something that probably no one in history has ever imagined someone can do. We are remembering all those who have passed away, all the shuhada that have passed away. What is so special about a shaheed that Islam reveres so much? If you were to see that what is it that causes the shaheed to excel in life, what is the reason for the excellence of a shaheed over the other? What is it that makes a shaheed more perfect than anyone else? Shaheed Sayyid Nasrullah, rahmatullahi alayhi, there is something that was there in him that is very special. That is why we have come here to honor those of our mu'mineen who have passed away, and especially Sayyid. There is some kind of an honor that he deserves, that we know of, it's in our hearts, that we have been learning throughout our lives, now it's part of our flesh and blood. We know he needs to be honored. And we also want to ask the question, if that is the honor that this person received, what can we do that makes us deserve the same amount of honor? So for example, if someone was to say that because he died, and people honored a person who has died for a good cause. So what's the difference between if someone from the enemies is dying and their people honor him and we honor our dead? Is it the same kind of honor? It's honoring. But that honor that they are doing is not the right kind of honoring, because that person died for a different purpose. Our person whom we are honoring has a different purpose. For example, I'll give you an example. Someone passed away, or rather was killed for personal reasons. He was trying to defend his house, his money, and then he got caught into the crossfire, maybe there was a fire in his house, there was some criminals who came, and he died. So would we call this an honored killing or a death? No, it was a personal reason. There are some people who have died for social reasons, and people revere him until today. For example, we have our famous Indian Indira Gandhi, or we have Kennedy in the past. They also died for an honorable reason, according to whoever honors them. And definitely they did something. And they deserve some kind of honor. But what they did was for a social global level, for the people. Sayyid, we honor him greater, much greater than these personalities. Although they did something else and Sayyid did something else. What is it? What is the purpose for which we are honoring Sayyid? Recite the salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Here's a key word over here. I recite the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. He says, Ashraful Qatl, the greatest, the most honorable death and being killed, being assassinated, if you can call it today, is which qatl? Is qatlu shuhada. When you become shaheed, that is where the real honor is. That is the one where that is the death to not only cry for, but to celebrate. That this is now not a normal death. This is a special kind of death, an honorable death. What kind of honor did people feel? For example, when a person dies, a couple of years ago, when Shaykh Qasim Soleimani, rahmatullahi alayhi, again, when he passed away, not only the Iranians, but everyone around the world was disturbed by his death. And everyone in Iran came out to honor his death and his shahadat. How is it possible a person is killed in Iran, in Iraq in this case, but is honored in Iran, is honored all around the world by even someone, as Sheikh Musa Mukhtar was saying, that a person, a taxi driver here in Dar es Salaam was saying, we are very saddened by the death of Sayyid Qasim Soleimani. What is it in there? What is it that motivates people that when this Shaheed is killed and assassinated, that people really like it? That people want to become like him and die like him. It's something very special. In fact, I'll give you the best example. When you talk about Shahadat, there is no one greater than Abu Abdullah al-Hussein salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali. If you were to look at the events after Karbala, the Tabi'een and whoever came after Mukhtar, everyone was trying to follow his path. There was something in the death and the Shahadat of Imam alayhi salam that everyone started to rise up. There was something in Imam alayhi salam that showed everybody you are motivated, you want to stand up and fight against the evil ruler. This is the death that we are looking for. This is the death that motivates others. It's a special kind of death. So okay, if that is the case, what did Sayyid Nasrallah do to me? What has he done for me? He might have done something else for other people. What for me? Why should I honor him? Why is it that some might have asked the question, that why is it that he fought? Why did he not negotiate? Isn't as-sulhu khair? Isn't negotiation and peace treaty better? If he is fighting, he's not doing the best thing. What makes him so special that he is fighting and he is special? As you know, Hassan Nasrallah, before his name comes Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah. Sayyid means he's from the progeny of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Bibi Fatima alayha salatu wassalam. Recite the salawat please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So let's hear from her what she says about jihad. She says, Ja'alallahu al-jihad. Allah made jihad for a purpose. She mentions many things, salat. One of them she mentions is jihad. What is the reason for jihad? Why did Allah make jihad? Izzan lil Islam. When a person does jihad, it is not izzat for myself. I do jihad and I become respected among the people. No. I do jihad so that my people around me like me. No. Izzan lil Islam. Is it by his death that only he became respected and honorable? No. Is it by his death that the Lebanese people became honorable and respected? No. More than that. Did the ummah that is there today become respected and honorable? No. More than that. Islam itself became honorable. Today, if you see those who are non-Muslims, they look at Islam and now they have a different picture about Islam. They said Islam is weak. Islam can't defend itself. Islam's principles are weak. The values are very weak. But then when they see Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, when his army is smaller than the Israeli army, when his equipment is weaker than the Israeli army, however, he's resisting and fighting with so much confidence. Izzan lil Islam. This is not Sayyid Nasrallah. This is someone else. This is now Islam. This is the roots and the fruits of Islam. This comes from the teachings of Islam. Sayyid and everyone who fights like him in resisting against evil, they are giving that flower and that beauty of Islam itself. This is what Islam is teaching us. This is why, if you were to have heard a story in the past, there was a person, he came and wanted to fight in Lebanon against the Israelis, recent history. So his friend had to drop him nearby the battlefield where he wanted to meet with his comrades, with his partners in the battle. So as they dropped him at a very far place, they said, this is the last place that we can drop you. You'll have to move away and walk towards your destination from here. So he moves towards his destination. He's alone. Hardly any food with him, tired. Enemies can attack at any time. When he reaches the destination where he expects his friends to be, He suddenly sees there's no one there. He's alone. Few houses, ruins. He's alone standing over there. What can he do? Should he run away and become dhillat and deprivation and sort of weakness for Islam? No, he stands over there. He becomes izzah. He stands over there and defends the place alone against the Israeli. In fact, it is said that he was strategizing in such a way that he was attacking the incoming attacks of the Israeli from multiple angles. They felt that there are many people attacking them. One man, if he is fighting for the sake of Allah, the enemies will think he is many. And this is not the first time that happened. Even in the battles of Prophet, the people thought that there are multiple people they are coming. The Prophet is probably coming with tens of thousands of people. They saw Malaika, 30,000 Malaika. They thought this is the army. While there are only few, 313. Allah can make one equal to 1,000,000. This man alone in the battlefield in Lebanon is fighting the enemies of Israel. And the Israelis, after his certain attacks, they start screaming and they run back. Later on, they interviewed this guy. They said, how did you do it? He's saying, I felt, this is only one statement I'll share with you. He said, this one moment that I had, in fact, these few days that I was alone, since the time I was dropped, very little food, tired, always awake, waiting for the enemy, might attack at any time. I felt I was with Allah at this time. This is very special. Izzan lil Islam means himself, he believes in Allah, and then now whoever looks at him is motivated, and they also believe in Allah, the Islam that Allah had sent. Recite the salawat, please. Allah. So now we ask the next question. I've been asking many questions. I'll keep on asking questions. Is there anything more someone can do? What if I want to become someone better than him? Can I do something more better than him? Let's see what the Prophet says. He says, فَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي بِرٍّ بِرٌّ. Every, if I can loosely translate it, every good act, goodness, has something above it. A goodness, above it is another goodness. Until what range? Until what level? حَتَّى يُقْتَلُ الرَّجُلُ شَهِيدًا. When a man is killed as a shaheed, you can't expect more now from him. There is nothing more you want to from him. Where? Just any death, personal death, patriotic death, general death, even the Israelis are dying. That kind of death, fi sabilillah. If you die and you are killed for the sake of Allah, then you don't need anything more. Then you should not worry. This was the maximum that Allah wanted from you as goodness. We say in our, inshallah, we are about to approach the month of Ramadan. May it be a mercy and blessing for us, inshallah. In that we have one dua that we always recite. وَقَتْلًا فِي سَبِيلِكَ فَوَفِّقْ لَنَا. We want to die fi sabilillah, in your path. So give us the tawfiq, فَوَفِّقْ لَنَا. So the question is, do we have this aspiration and hope that we want to be the ones who will aspire for death and shahadat? Are we like that? Or no, we are satisfied with what we are, as Sheikh Kamran was saying. We are satisfied by our current position. We don't want to go higher. If you are working, we are doing our community job, Jamaat job, family, business, family, we are taking care of family. These are all the hasanat that the hadith is making. These are all the birr and goodness. Do we want to go higher or we want to stay there? فَوْقَ كُلِّ بِرٍّ بِرٌّ. Shahadat is the best thing that we can ask for. If we want to stay at a low level, it's upon us. But we are missing something out. On the day of judgment, when we are shown the ranks of the shaheed, then we will say, we spent 70, 80, 100 years in this world. We could have reached there. We could have at least aimed for there, even if you didn't die for this sake. We could have aimed for shahadat, even if you would have got a natural death. Imam Khomeini, rahmatullahi alayhi, he was not shaheed of the sense that we talk about being assassinated or killed. But definitely his position was not less than a shaheed. Because he had that arzu, that hope and aspiration, I want to be a shaheed. But just now my duty is to stay alive and help the people. Do we have this aspiration to become shaheed? Should be a sort of self-reflection. And finally, many tears were spilled on this day. If you were to see the news, one of the news articles said 1.8 million people attended the funeral and procession. It is the largest in Lebanon. However, some came over there due to different reasons. Some came because they were family members of Sayyid, so they came to pay respect. Some came because patriotism. He was a Lebanese. He was supporting the Lebanese people, and people really loved him in Lebanon. That's why they came. Some people came because he's a Muslim scholar. The Sunnis would come to say he's a Muslim scholar. He has done great things. He has shown what Islam is. Some, I think many of us would seem so. We saw a scholar with Mu'ammama, Sayyid, has passed away and become Shaheed. For us, this is a great honor. Because of this, we want to visit him. This might be the reason. But Allah has another idea. The fourth Imam ﷺ says, Ma min qatratin, many tears were spilled, but there is also blood that was spilled. Ma min qatratin ahabbu ila Allah, which drop does Allah love the most? Azza wa Jal, not just the Imam is describing Allah in His magnificence loves a certain kind of drop. Allah in His magnificence loves a certain kind of drop. What is that drop? What is so holy in this drop? Min qatrati damin fi sabilillah. Now this person, if I am looking at a person who has died in the battlefield, I see his body, his person, his hands, his legs, I say this is a normal person. He has not died. He has died, his body is now going to decay and he is going to decompose and we are going to bury him in the ground. But Allah is saying, Imam is saying here, that Allah loves that blood that is dropped. Now this person, don't look at him as a normal person. This body of his, don't look at him as a normal person's body. His blood is now holy. That is why Abu Abdullah was saying his blood is shafa. The greatest shaheed, even the blood is shafa. Sayyid, if he has passed away and become shaheed in the way of Allah, his blood is now beloved by Allah. If someone were to say that I see his blood to be holy, he has not said something wrong. Allah loves his blood. His whole essence, his whole existence is now holy. And that is why we have come out here. There is a blood that has been spilled who has fought in the way of Allah. Last hadith I'll mention. Kullu hasanat bani Adam tuhsiha al-malaika. We have come here to give sawab of this majlis to those who have passed away. The marhum, marhumat, the Sayyid. We want to give some sawab of our majlis. But there is some sawab that cannot be counted. The hadith says there are some acts that even the malaika can't count. We know some of them. Salawat, for example, we know that the one who prays salat in jama'ah, two people, they get 25 times the sawab. And the number goes higher up to 10, after which you can't count. And there are many such sawab. Because now you are not looking at the action. There is something behind the action that's uncountable, unquantifiable. There's something special over there. Here the Imam is saying, here Rasulullah is saying, this person who is now from the Bani Adam can do such an action that now the sawab is not for the action, it's behind that action there is some kind of thinking, some kind of value. What is that? Hasanatul Mujahideen. The one who is a mujahid in the way of Allah, his hasanat cannot be counted. He's not died on the way of Allah. No, he's just fighting in the way of Allah. Sayyid Nasrullah did not only die, he was fighting and he died. If we today want to fight in the way of Allah, the malaika can't count our sawab. We are working for Allah. What do the malaika have problem? فَإِنَّهُمْ يَعْجِزُونَ عَنْ إِلْمِ ثَوَابِهِمْ. They can't not only count, they don't have ilm about what the sawab is like. It is beyond the malaika to even understand what a mujahid is doing in this world. This is so powerful. That is our, inshallah, aspiration in this lesson that we can get from the shaheed, that we should at least aspire to fight in the way of Allah, even if we don't get shahada. If Allah gives us tawfiq and it is required for us to become shaheed, we become shaheed. And of course, no majlis is complete without remembering Sayyidul Shuhada. Allow me to recite 1 or 2 minutes of Masaib, that the sawab goes to the marhumin of this Ziyarat Majlis and to Sayyid. Salaam alayka ya Aba Abdillah. Salaam be on the one that seeks farewell from his family on the day of Ashura. He comes near the tents, calls out to the ladies and says, Ya Zainab, Ya Kulthum, Ya Fatima, Ya Sakina. My final salutations to you. It is very difficult to say farewell. My last farewell to you. From this moment you will not see me. You will not see my face. I leave you upon Allah. The Imam makes his way to the battlefield. But is it possible for a sister to come and see her brother going to the battlefield alone? Abu Abdullah hears a cry from behind. Mahlan, mahla. Oh brother, slow down, slow down. Who are you leaving us with? Are you leaving us alone? When Shimr and his army will come and take our hijab? Are you leaving us alone, us women, when Shimr will slap us on the face? Are you leaving us alone with our earrings and tents unguarded? Maybe Abu Abdullah will reply, Oh Zainab, this is only the beginning of your journey. You have still Sham to go to. We are alive until now. In Sham you will face a greater difficulty. You will have to help Imam Sajjad bury Sakina. You will leave Sham alone, leaving Sakina in the dark dungeon. Oh no, Zainab, there is one more challenge you must face. On the 11th day of Muharram, you will come to my body, bidding farewell to me, going towards Kufa and Sham. You will come to me and say, Anta akhi, are you my brother? Why Zainab, what do you see? Only I see the broken swords and the spears in front of him. I only see the stones in front of me. Where is Hussein? He has been buried under the stones and the spears and the sword, the one that hit his body, his face and his chest. يعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. May Allah give us the tawfiq that this Ramadan we should get the tawfiq to aspire to become a shaheed in his way, and that this tawab of this majlis to be for the marhumin and for Sayyid Nasrallah and all those who are in the path of resistance. Al-Fatiha.
توجه زيارات.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين، خصوصا سيدي ومولاي أبو الفضل العباس وأختك زينب وأم كلثوم المرضية وبنتك سكينة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولى وابن مولى، السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء، السلطان والحسن مولانا علي بن موسى الرضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء. وفقنا الله لزيارتك يا مولا، ورزقنا الله شفاعتك في الدنيا والآخرة، وأختك فاطمة المعصومة ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولانا يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان. السلام عليك يا إمامنا وإمام الإنس والجان. أجل الله لك ما وعدك من الناس وزهور الأمر ورحمة الله وبركاته.